Howdy, Eldritch Buddies. This is Kiwi Calamity, and welcome to the second part of the Cute Quest Chapters of Failure series. If you missed the first part, it'll be up in the iCard. But anyway, let's give a little recap. Last time on Cute Quest, we were trying to get every rare variant of every rare mob. Our main goals were the Blue Axolotl, the Brown Panda, and etc. After various supernatural occurrences, we failed to find a single one, except for some trading villager llamas. But even then, those left in the long run, just like everyone leaves me. So I started my next run like any sane person would, by threatening the game for a good seed. Okay, you listen here, Minecraft. That wasn't very cash money of you. In fact, I would say that's the exact opposite. Very unchill. Very not cool. We're making Cute Quest 2. And Minecraft. Listen here, Minecraft. If it's not a good spawn, we're gonna have to have words, okay? It better be an even better spawn than last time. Because I had a lot of resources, Minecraft. Okay? I was slightly salty about what happened. And as I held fortune at pen point, it smiled nervously upon me. I was totally set up from day one thanks to various insane structures. A pirate ship to my left, a village right in front of me. This was a speedrunner's dream spawn, and you'll see why later. As I took the surviving loot from the ruined vessel, I made my way to the village. I reaped a bountiful harvest from a desert villa overlooking towering mountains. I glut myself upon the blacksmith's hard work. I had gear, I had food, I was stacked. But so great were the villagers' skills that I even found a mending villager. I later called him Mending Mike. As I further explored this amazing home, I found a ruined nether portal and a desert temple. Like I said, this was a speedrunner's dream. And that night, I slept with pockets bursting with food and full iron on my back. But fortune watched as I reaped the spoils. I stole a bed from an innocent villager. I took their craft, their food, their lodging. Fortune watched, and it waited. The sun rose on the golden sands as I stuffed myself with stolen bread. I explored further. The divine mountains rose high above, staring down as I plundered ancient ruins. The ruined portal became my first victim. I excavated it in search of buried treasure, and within it I found a crown of golden thorns. The desert temple, however, provided my first test. The skeletal assassins from last episode seemed to have come back to finish the job, but there was infighting, and that allowed me to slay them. Without any guards, the desert temple was easy to plunder, and I found a god apple, an infinity book, and shining treasures of old. Also TNT. That night, I started making housing plans beneath the cloud-scraping mountains. I slept on the beach, dreaming of future heroics, a palatial estate, and I even spotted the true object of my true quest, axolotls hunting glowing game in the sacred waters I slept near. I caught my first few the next morning, a golden guy and a brownie boy. But it wasn't enough. I started hatching a plot to get even better gear, and my first choice? To use that book I'd plundered and craft an infinity bow. But for that, I needed more iron, and so the Iron Arc began. I just kind of searched everywhere for this much-needed material. The Axolotl Lake, nearby cave fixtures, and nothing really eventful happened in the first few quarries I made. But I also found and slew a full gold zombie, perhaps the cousin of the assassin from the first chapter. I scoured every little nook for nearby iron and then took a break. I scaled the mountains that rose above the clouds. I looked out on all I had and spotted a ravine. I dove from the heavens to continue the hunt for iron. The sun set, just as I delved into the depths, and almost immediately buried myself alive in sand. But the iron arc had to continue. I spent the night mining away in the ravine, followed the siren song of an axolotl into even darker depths. I don't need lava. Oh, I've got an idea. We will multitask. I will catch the bean, and then I'll use the lava to start smelting some of this iron. Big brain! But it was a trick. It led me to an amethyst geode and almost certain doom. Okay, I might be wrong, but I'm... That scared the You are trouble. I think that's a geode, is what I was trying to say. Holy fuck. I'm fine. It was Fortune's first warning, for only through sheer luck did I survive. Fortune stared me dead in the eye, hand hovering over the kill switch. But I didn't heed it. I left the ravine in search of further mining supplies and even met the ender of hardcore worlds. Nope! Not today, not today, not today. I don't think I've ever seen a baby husk. I don't want to see a baby husk. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You're gonna burn in the daylight, and I'm not gonna feel bad for you. I'm not pulling a Filza, you little schmuck. Die! After getting more resources on the surface, I plunged back into the Earth's embrace. Let's go back into Death Central! Woo! I excavated the agate I'd spotted near the assassin creeper, got a bit of gold, and finished gathering up my iron. As I emerged into the light once more, I saw a line of illagers fording through my lake. I swam beneath them, crafted my anvil, my infinity bow, and slaughtered them all. All your friends are dead. I could hear the bellows of their fellows' revenge horns sounding over the mountains, but they had one thing I desperately wanted. A second glimpse at life, an idol that could save me once from certain death. So I heeded their revenge call. I stepped foot in the village that shown me such kindness and brought their worst enemies down from the mountains. The only villager I secured the safety of was Mending Mike, and that was only because I'd locked him in previously. But what was my plan for such a great assault, you ask? In my hubris, my only plan was to climb on top of a building and shoot. As if that would be enough, and surprisingly, kind of was. The first wave. The Golem Guardian destroyed the illagers I couldn't pick off. I rained fire down upon them, and it went pretty well, until I couldn't find the last illager. I ran around thinking the raid was glitching, thinking that this would be it. But then I used a bell to track him down in a big brain move, and yeah, he was stuck down a hole. I killed him and had to rush back before the next wave swarmed in. No time to even grab the bell. Just go, just go, just go. And I barely had time to get back on top of a building before the second wave. They came down from the hills as dusk fell. I slew the first few, but hit our golem ally in the process. It turned on me. I put it down. As I picked off a riderless ravager, the creatures of the night began to gather. They stood at the foot of my tower, ready for me to make any mistake. So I quickly broke into Mending Mike's house to sleep into the next wave, the third wave, in which I immediately fell down into the oncoming horde. I dodged around and luckily got back on a roof, but barely. But to my greatest surprise, the unburning husks came to my aid. Their mindless aggression diverted the illagers away, and they even killed a few. But by no means were we friends. I killed them in the end. I couldn't trust them not to stab me in the back. But with the last invader routed, the final round began. A massive army came from the north, and I saw him. The one who had the key to my second chance. The one who'd fight the hardest to keep me from getting it. The battlefield was strewn with the spoils of battle, with the remains of his friends. My bow was nearly breaking by the end. It was scary enough that the evoker could reach me up on my sniping tower, but did I die to the magical teeth of its flailing arms? No, he hit me once as a ravager climbed up on a single block and took everything from me. Everyone likes to see the arrogant hero fall. I flew too close to the sun. I fought my dragon and was slain. But if you're getting tired of my chapters of failure, just know I'm working on something in the background. A true 100 days takes a long time to record and edit, but in the meantime, I hope you'll be ready for the third, and hopefully final, chapter of failure. Grief. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye.